What we've seen over the last 2 days and the emotion-ridden conflict over last night is the result of so much built-up anger and sadness. Anger and sadness that has been ingrained in our Black community, not just because of 5 minutes of horror, but 400 years.
The riots and looting over the last few days will likely mean an end to retail stores. These stores used to employ millions of people, and they contributed massively to local sales and property taxes. Of course, these retail stores then came under increased pressure from monopolized tech companies like Amazon. And now between the coronavirus and all of the looting that's going on, they will likely close permanently. This is because, number one, Amazon cannot be looted by blacks. Number two, Amazon did not have to close down any of its operations because of the coronavirus. Number three, Amazon only has to pay sales tax for items it sells directly to consumers. Amazon doesn't pay any property taxes unless it has a distribution center in a given city. Therefore, number four, no retail business can realistically compete with Amazon anymore. But the media tells us this was all justified. Retail stores are just another casualty in America's race war. A black man was killed by a racist white police officer. Unlike all those other times, this time it's a clear-cut murder. No arguments can be made that the police acted correctly in this situation. So it must be racism. Well, I have a few questions I would like answered before I start celebrating the accelerated destruction of our already dying economy. Number one, if the officer wanted to kill a black guy because he hates blacks, then why did he kill someone who he knows personally and worked together previously as a security guard? If you were a racist cop hell-bent on killing a black guy, you wouldn't target the black guy who's your friend who you used to work together with. Number two, why did the other officers help participate in a fake arrest and murder? We know from surveillance that George Floyd did not resist arrest. He had no warrant out for his arrest. He also committed no crime. So why would these other officers stand idly by while he is arrested for literally no reason? And then why would these same officers try to cover it up by saying he died while resisting arrest? Why would they participate in a conspiracy to kill a black guy out of racism when at least two of the other officers weren't even white? Number three, why did the mayor of Minneapolis blame this on institutional racism? There is no way that George Floyd's fake arrest and murder could be characterized as a mistake, that it was caused by some sort of subtle racial bias. Number four, why did the police department leak the surveillance video before conducting an investigation into the murder of George Floyd? Number five, why was the officer who killed George Floyd only charged with third-degree murder? He arrested someone for no reason, and he kept his knee on this man's neck for 8 minutes until he died of strangulation. Now, we've all seen movies about bad cops. Just thinking about it offhand, the movie Training Day and The Departed come to mind. Police officers in those movies murdered people. Why did they do so? To cover up for their corruption or to assist organized crime groups that have compromised their integrity. These movies are dramatizations, but police corruption is real. We don't have it as bad as a country like Mexico, but it is not non-existent in the United States. There are police officers out there who accept bribes, who steal evidence, and tip off organized crime. So here is my $1,000,000 question. Why is it that the city of Minneapolis seems to be doing all of the following things? Number 1. Distract everyone's attention away from possible police corruption by making this seem like an act of racism. Number 2. Release very little information about what any investigation has revealed regarding the motive behind the murder. Number 3. Charge the officer who had killed George Floyd as if he had used excessive force while trying to arrest Fulton for resisting arrest, rather than intentionally killing a man who was not resisting arrest, period. Number 4. Allow people to loot stores and riot so as to overshadow the murder itself. Given everything we know so far, I'm going to make some very bleak predictions regarding what's going on here. If things keep on going how they've been going, I predict the following things will occur. Number 1. The Minneapolis Police Department will announce a new focus on racial diversity. However, no anti-corruption initiatives will be announced. Number 2. The Minneapolis Police Department will either not investigate motive or will act like motive is irrelevant because the officer is only charged with a third-degree murder. Or the Minneapolis Police Department will indicate that they were not able to find any evidence of motive. Number 3. The officer who killed George Floyd will be permitted to plead to third-degree murder in order to support the racism theory of the crime. In exchange for this, he will receive a much lighter sentence than if he were convicted of second or first-degree murder. These racial police shootings can never be straightforward. It shows just how insane our society is when it comes to race. We are willing to cover up what is a straightforward first-degree murder in order to validate people's beliefs that the cops are racist. Anyways, that's all of my thoughts on this very depressive subject. If you like this video and you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please support small YouTube channels by subscribing. Thank you.